book club. The book we chose was The Astonishing Color of After. Not all of us have gotten to the book yet, so we are just going to do a little casual general Q&A. So throughout the live stream, if you want to drop any questions, feel free. We also have some questions ourselves. So, whatever you want to drop in the chat. This is just a very casual kind of live stream. Not all of us are here today either, which is okay. But I'm just going to go around and have people introduce themselves. I'm Elise. This is my channel. Hi, the Petite Punk. I'm a college student around the Chicago area, and I just recently started Booktube.
Which way are we going?
You can go next.
Okay. Hi, I'm Eric from Break Even Books. I am a booktuber and book blogger, and I reside in Canada where it is snowing right now and it's very cold. So that kind of sucks, but this is fun, and I'm excited to do like a fun Q&A in place of the book not being read.
Hi guys, my name's Nidhi. I live in Georgia. I am also a booktuber. My channel is right here. And I'm excited to answer some questions if there are any.
Hi, I'm Kira. My channel is called The Book Bella, and I do booktube and Instagram, and I love to read, which is, yeah.
What we're here for.
Yeah, welcome to the live stream.
So yeah, again, if anyone has questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. If not, I will be talking nonstop and asking some questions because I definitely am able to talk nonstop. Hi, our two watchers. Those are hi. I just wanted to start with my questions. Just going right off the deep end. Since yesterday was Halloween, I hope you all had a safe, fun Halloween. Just thought of a random question. So like how people sometimes have that question where they're like, what actor would you have play you in a movie? I really hate that question, by the way, because I don't know any actors. But I was just thinking, like, what author would you have write a book about you?
Ooh, can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like it's pretty obvious what I'm going to say, but Pierce Brown. Because I love the Red Rising series, so if there was like to be a book about me, I would definitely want him to write it because I know that he could pull off like the brutality of it. So yeah, I think he'd also make me a really badass character.
I think that's the book I always automatically associate you with, even though I haven't even read it.
Yeah, I mean, like
the Eric book in my head.
Yeah, which is cool. I'm glad people associate me with that book.
I think I'd probably have Elizabeth Acevedo, which is so redundant because I mention her in every video, every live stream. But I just love her writing so much, and she like portrays such angry but quiet characters, like the Poet X. I think. Have any of us read that?
Yeah,
no?
I read it.
Oh, you read it? Okay. Yeah,
the
main character in the Poet X. She just reminded me so much of me, and just love it so much.
Aww. Well, my life's pretty boring, so it'd probably be like a YA contemporary author.
Hey, no, those are boring. That's my favorite genre. That's the only kind of books I read.
I love jumping to those books when you're like having an intense reading month and you need something like good, light and fluffy. Those are perfect reads. So yeah,
it's very true.
Actually, I would like to pick Lanny Taylor. I read Strange the Dreamer, and like if my life could be art like that, like I would be so satisfied. So
I really want to read her Daughter of Smoke and Bone series.
Yeah,
me too.
I haven't
read that yet.
I've been meaning to. All right, Kaylee has asked an important question. To anyone who does celebrate Christmas, has anyone been listening to Christmas music or putting up their decorations already?
Not yet, because it's November 1st. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just not mentally prepared yet.
Yeah, I know Kaylee. Kaylee, hi again. If you're still watching, I know you've been putting up Christmas decorations since October. You don't have to hide. We know.
Yeah.
No, my family's the kind of a family that doesn't put up decorations till like practically Christmas Eve because we just forget.
Yeah, I don't even know like if we're gonna decorate our house or not. Like we'll probably decorate the inside, but I don't think we're gonna put like stuff up outside because that's a lot of work. And it's cold now, so it's not like I don't want to go out there really. I don't know.
Yeah. When I was like 12, I tried to do one of those book Christmas trees. Have you seen them where like people take stacks of books and kind of just arrange them in a little,
Oh yeah.
what is that shape? Cone, to make it look like a tree. And I tried to put lights on it, but that's when I owned like 15 books and it did not look great. It was like a little messy pile of books. Now I have many books, but I do not think I would have the energy to take those off my shelf to make a tree.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
That's why I don't do Bookstagram.
I've tried to do Bookstagram, and it's just the most effort I can put into it is like holding a book up and taking a picture of it and saying, "Look what I'm reading."
Same.
I just post my thumbnails for my videos now, like not even books.
Some people in their Bookstagrams, I just do not know how they do that.
They have whole
like
setups.
Yeah.
Whole like props and stuff. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, it looks very nice. I just
Yeah.
don't have the space or the energy for that. Although, to be fair, we're all booktubers. That's technically a lot of effort, too.
Yeah, we put in a lot
To
of
plan, film, edit, upload, promote.
Yeah.
Give ourselves some credit.
Do you guys have like a least favorite part of that? For me, it's definitely filming. It's just like so hard.
I don't mind the filming. It's when I get to the editing and I'm like, oh, now I have to sit here and cut out all my awkward spaces and like make this all right. I don't know. Like editing just I find takes the longest for me. But yeah.
I mean, I think it depends on the day. Like today, I just tried to film a wrap up and I like could not speak the entire time. I was just going blah, blah, blah the whole time. And it took me like a half hour to talk about a couple books. But otherwise, I really hate editing. It's just hard when you have footage and then it doesn't align in the way you want to when you start, cutting things.
I think the reason I hate editing so much is because I'm so bad at filming. It's just like not comfortable.
Or I'll try to do a jump cut and like in between the frames, I'm like over here. And then the next second I'm over here and it just looks like I'm jumping all over the place.
I hate that when you can't like make it look fluid where you cut it. And so you're like here and then here. Oh, I hate it.
And I talk with my hands a lot. So sometimes I'll be like up here and then the next second I'm not. And then it's so bad.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, editing is really... So when I first started, like I remember like I was trying like to make fun of myself. Like I thought it would be like really fun, like if I started like making fun of myself in my videos. And then after a while, I'm kind of like, I think I'm gonna stop roasting myself. I think I'm just gonna edit for a while because like after a while, like getting like editing can become very monotonous. So
I try to do breaks, like not that I really upload that much on a schedule anymore, but like I try to do like maybe 10 minutes one day, 15 minutes of footage the next day, but that's just for my sanity.
Have you guys felt like editing has become easier as you've done more videos or been on BookTube longer?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a lot faster at it now.
Well, what was it? Like, I remember like when I first started, like I didn't know how to, so basically like sometimes I'll have to like look down at something and I always forgot like to look back up like before I started talking. And that made editing so much harder. Like, but I feel like my mannerisms as like I've filmed more have gotten easier. Like, so I've now know how to anticipate like my editing. So.
Yeah, same. I know like my first few videos, I mean, I only started a couple months ago, but like my first 2 videos, I'd film a video and every single time I messed up, instead of just saying again what I wanted to say and then cutting it out, I didn't realize you could cut stuff out like that. So I'd stop the video and refilm the entire thing every single time. Every time I would say something I didn't like.
Oh, jeez.
Like my first video, my BookTube newbie tag is like 5 or 6 minutes. It took me so many hours to film because every single time I'd mess up, I'd just go, oh my gosh, and quit and like start filming again.
I don't think I would have launched a BookTube channel if I didn't know I could cut stuff out. I just give up.
Yeah, I'm so bad with the technology stuff. Like, very slowly, I've been learning very simple things for editing. Like, just recently, I discovered transitions or like how to put background music. And it's a learning process.
Yeah. Have you guys ever like gone back and watched your first video and then like watch your videos now?
I don't do that. I don't watch my older videos.
I
Oh.
have, and it's awkward. And also, my first video, it was like in the middle of quarantine, and right before quarantine, like this is such a little tiny detail, but before quarantine, I had shaved my head just for funsies. And then, like, in that first video, I have this like a weird, like, puffy, half grown out buzz cut. Bothers me every time.
Yeah. It's interesting to see like how much of a difference lighting and good audio makes from when you start and then where you are now. It's just, yeah. Your like video quality is so much better.
Eric, I just recently clicked on your first video. I don't remember why, but you looked so different. And like,
Wait, why? Why were you watching my first video? That's embarrassing. It was like 2 minutes long. And it's like, hey, I'm transferring from my book blog over to like video format.
It's because I was copying the links for all of your booktube channels to put in the bio for this video. And I don't know, I was like, how long have you been on booktube? You have so many videos. So I went to like the last, like I did the thing where you sort it oldest to newest.
Oh,
so I could see when the last video was, and then I saw the thumbnail. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, that one like makes me cringe, but whatever.
No.
It's how I started, so it's
Right.
I don't know.
All right, so I have another question from Kaylee. How is Nanowrimo going for those who are participating this year? Are any of you participating?
Is that the thing where you write a book?
Yeah, I'm assuming that means you're not participating.
No, I'm not.
So
I just like I know lots of people are doing it.
I have some ideas, but like I have so much planning to do before I even sit down to write, like that I have done nothing. I have so much research to do because I actually have a couple like really big ideas, but I never make things easy on myself. So whatever projects I have to do, like I'm hoping maybe to aim for next November. Like I'm really hoping like that in 2021 I'm going to focus like more heavily like on reading nonfiction for my research because it's going to take me a long time to get through that research.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I've never participated before, but if Nanowrimo, is that how you pronounce it? Nanowrimo? I don't know. If that's showed me anything, it's just how much work authors put into their books. Because I was looking at it, you're supposed to type 50,000 words in 1 month. And I mean, like, I was just looking for a comparison. I wrote some chunk of a story last summer, and over the entire summer, I typed like 70 pages. And I was like, that's so impressive. And then I saw it was only 2,000 or 20,000 words. So I don't know how anyone ever completes that in 1 month, the whole 50,000 words.
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think like I have the capabilities to write a book.
Yeah.
I write a book review and I'm like, good job, you did it. And then to go from like a book review to an entire book, I just don't think I can do that.
Same.
I don't know.
I don't think any idea has really spoken to me because authors must really love their books to see them through.
Yeah.
I can barely see my videos through sometimes.
Yeah, people who write scripts for their videos, no, I literally just turn on the camera and start babbling. So I don't know how I would ever complete a story. I mean, I'm trying to this year. I definitely signed up and said I would attempt, but I still have about a sentence written. So
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, here's another question. If you're stranded on a desert island, what would be your 3 books to keep your sanity? That's a good
Keep
one.
your sanity.
Honestly, I'm going to choose books on my TBR because like I really need to read them because I need to read The Poppy War. Like I'm going insane not reading it when everyone loves it.
I made it like 62% into The Poppy War and then I never finished. Not because it was bad, I just didn't finish.
I think I would choose a book on how to survive on a desert island. That might help me with my sanity because I'll be surviving. And it'll teach me things that are like practical life skills for a desert island. And then, yeah, I don't know what else. I'd probably bring Battle Royale with me because I feel like I could reread that book and just love it just as much. and it would pass the time. And then I don't know for a third book. What's a very big, long book?
Priory of the Orange
I was about
Tree.
to say that prior to
All right, sure. I'll take that one.
For me, I think I would definitely like my number one would probably be like House on the Cerulean Sea. I read that like towards like the
so
beginning of the
good.
year, and I am so obsessed with that book. Like I've not. I mean, if you, I can't stop talking about that book. What other book could like I reread though? I don't know.
Have you read any other of TJ Klune's books?
Yes, I read The Extraordinaries towards which that's his first YA book, and I'm actually also planning on reading his werewolf series like that he just finished, with the last one being called Brother's Song. But The Extraordinaries is the beginning of a YA series, and I liked that one, but like the humor, like he's got a brand of humor. Like it's very quirky, like, and it's kind of like awkward, but it's not awkward for you, it's awkward for other characters in the book, which makes it really entertaining. But I still don't think I love that one the way I loved the House on the Cerulean Sea. Although I do think that there is a lot of development that's going to be happening for the Extraordinaries. So I'm waiting to see like what's happening with that. And bonus, like they had more sapphic representation in that, like than they did in the House on the Cerulean Sea. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I still have to read that one. I read The House on the Cerulean Sea, and then I read How to Be a Normal Person, which I think is one of his lesser known books.
okay, yeah, I haven't heard of that one.
I just like pulled all his books up on Goodreads, so I was like, who's TJ Klune? Like I knew he wrote that one book, and I know he wrote some other ones, but I was just curious to see all these other books that he read, and he's written a lot of them.
Yeah, the one I read, the How to Be a Normal Person, he comes up with such weird ideas. I just would like to know what's going on in his brain. It's like, if I remember correctly, it's about some like really awkward guy who works at a video store, and then he meets, and like I quote, an asexual hippie stoner or something like that. And it's just like it's just that meeting. It was so strange, but it was good.
There's certain authors always like that. Like Neil Shusterman, I don't know how he thinks about the books he writes, or like it's great. Okay,
but they always work so well.
Right.
Like it's
God.
impressive.
One of his books is called Sandy and Paul's Gay Porno Adventure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He always comes up with weird ideas.
It's got a rating of 4.29, so
we should choose that for our next
Yeah, I was
book.
gonna say that's our next book summary.
Oh my god, no.
I'm trying to look up. There's one book like that he wrote that I started reading, and like I sampled it because it's called The Lightning Struck Heart. And
oh yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
The back and forth like on that was like so crazy. Like it was like two like guys like that got captured like by this evil villain, and the one guy starts talking about the other guy's sex life in front of the villain. The villain starts joining in like on the jokes, like, and roasting like this guy like he's got kidnapped. And I could not stop laughing, and I'm like, oh my god, like I have to buy this book. So that's also waiting in the wings. But it was great because it was just like, oh, you guys are continuously roasting this guy. This is great.
He's hilarious as an author.
Well, maybe I have to check out TJ Klune.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to read The House on the Cerulean Sea if we could.
I mean,
I would. Yeah.
It's on our shelf. I bought it from Marcus, so
All right.
we do have it.
I feel like TJ Klune has, well, I mean, Kara, you've already read his book, but he has such like a subtle humor to his writing. I feel like that's so underappreciated as a genre element, I guess you could say, because he deals maybe not so much, well, kind of with The House on the Cerulean Sea, but he has a lot of serious issues in his book, but it's sprinkled with this little humor, and it's just so refreshing, and so it's just so pleasant to read.
Definitely. Oh man, you got me started on TJ Klune. Like I have to read more of his books soon.
I will say though, his book covers are so different. Like some of them are really cringy, and then some of them are really well done. So I'm curious who he hired as his book cover designer because they're all different. Like, does he just get a new designer every time?
I know.
So from what I heard, actually, like he was with a different label before he wrote House in the Cerulean Sea, and he was able to do like what a lot of authors can't do, which is like be able to buy the books back so that he could get them published somewhere else. But apparently, like the other publishing company, like royally screwed him over, and so like he was very fortunate that he was able like to get the books that he had written previously from them, so he can take them where he wants.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
which is
it
really
looks. Oh, I was just gonna say, it looks like the publishing company used like a lot of like pre-templated book covers for his
yeah.
designs, or I guess for his books. But
So I think the last two books like that he did, like The House in the Cerulean Sea and The Extraordinaries, were the first two new ones for his new label, which is why I think those like ones like look like they have more of like a little bit more of a pattern than his older ones. But I
yeah,
don't quote me on that, but I
those
think that's what
designs
happened.
are much better.
Yeah,
Yes.
the cover for How to Be a Normal Person is horrible. It's just a white, like a plain white cover with some text and like a little weed leaf on there. And
Yeah,
that's
I just saw it when I was
terrible.
on Goodreads.
All right, we have another question. What books or random things do you associate with the other hosts?
So I'm Red Rising.
Yes,
we
you are
already know
definitely
that.
Red Rising. Kira, every time I see your username, I immediately think of oh my god, what's it called? Beauty and the Beast. I just see Belle and I'm like, Belle.
Yeah.
And that is yeah.
I don't know. What do I associate Kira's channel with? I associate you with Lilo and Stitch because of like your personality, but like if it was a book, I don't know.
Cute.
I don't know what book I would associate you with because you always have like so many recommendations.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. What's that one by Brandon Sanderson that you recommended to me? The like short story.
Snapshot.
Yeah, maybe that. Because like you pumped it up so much.
It's really interesting,
Oh.
and for a short, I usually hate short stories, so like the fact that I even like this book or like the short stories is a miracle. So, yeah.
I feel like you both mentioned so many different books on your channels that I'm always here like, y'all want to read Aristotle and Dante or Percy Jackson? Just every single time.
I still have to read Aristotle and Dante,
Oh,
but I really want to read that one.
So
I don't know what I associate I think now, Elise, after watching your last video, I might associate you with Winger.
Oh god.
Because that was like a nightmare horror story that you said about that book. And I was like, oh my god.
For story time, if anyone did not watch my video that I mentioned Winger in, once upon a time I dated this guy in high school, and like towards the end of our relationship, he's like, you should read this book called Winger. And I've heard of it. So I was like, sure, I'll read a book. And he had never mentioned books before. And I was like, someone actually catering to my love of literature? Sure. So I like jumped around to all these different bookstores because, you know, I was in college, didn't have money. I was looking for a used bookstore. Finally found it at a used bookstore, spent my own money on it, got it, read it. And it's a thick book, okay? Like I spent a lot of time reading it. And then afterwards I was like, why did I read this? And he's like, yeah, you know, like the main character kind of fell out with the love interest. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. And I was like, oh. And yeah, that was my high school experience.
That's like...
I still have it on my shelf. I've been waiting to get rid of it. I don't even know where to put my used books now. I don't think my used bookstore is currently taking exceptions because of COVID. So now it just sits there and haunts me.
Fun story. Sorry, like sidetrack from this story into another story. But we went to our used bookstore last weekend, and my parents were visiting, and my mom wanted to get rid of a bunch of her books, but she really like just loves reading about Amish life. So she has like a whole bunch of Amish romance novels that we like took there, and we're expecting, like, I'm not getting her hopes up that she's going to get a lot of credit because they exchange credit for like the books you bring in. And I'm trying to like not get her hopes up that she's going to get much credit for it because I didn't think that that was like a big market. Apparently it's a huge market, and they're like, yeah, so you got $50 in credit from this box of books. And I was like, what the hell? Like Marcus and I bring in like recent current YA books and like fantasy books, and usually get like 20 tops. So I was just like, okay, cool. Mom, give me all your books whenever you're done with them now.
That's so cool.
I had no idea that was such a big thing, but
Last time I
Used
tried to
bookstore.
sell something at my used bookstore, my family, I think it was my dad, used to collect Disney movies on, what is it called? VHS. I feel young. So we had like so many of those, like dozens and dozens and dozens, like boxes and boxes, and we thought we were gonna get a lot of money from that. We got $2 total from all of that.
dang.
Hi, Anaya. Our next question is, have you ever met any famous / favorite writers?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I've met like 1.5. So I haven't really met Rick Riordan, but I did. Oh my gosh, I'm clicking things. I didn't technically meet him, but I did go to some presentation he had for the Blood of Olympus. So I saw him from afar. I wouldn't say I met him, but I did like see him live. Being say something, Carol.
I just remembered because I was thinking, I was like, I didn't meet anybody, did I? And then like I was just like, oh yeah, actually I met Jim Butcher like at Dragon Con like a few years ago. He's the one that wrote the Dresden Files.
That's cool.
Yeah. He frequents there though. He loves that place. And actually Brandon Sanderson was there, but I couldn't get in to see him.
Yeah. He's like a pretty big one. So
Yeah.
I don't think I met any.
I did meet one author when I was 13. It was James Dashner, the author of The Maze Runner. I met him before like the movie came out. I was super obsessed with the books. I read them all. It's my favorite book. I have a huge poster on my wall over there. Super awkward pictures because I was like 13. And then I recently found out a couple of months ago that he's been accused of all this like sexual harassment and stuff. Like if you Google his name on Wikipedia, his Wikipedia page is just books, sexual harassment, and that is it. So it's a fun memory.
Yikes. Yeah, no, like I've reached out and like talked to different authors. But not really not like big ones. Like, I don't know. Like I talk to a lot of indie authors and do like author interviews and things like that. But yeah, not like huge authors I haven't really met or seen any, which would be cool. Like I want to go to like book panels and things like that, but I guess you can't really do that now, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, also thinking about it, I had like a Stan account when I was like 12 or 13, and James Dashner followed me on it, and now I feel like that's kind of creepy. And I also had I know. I also had I do not know why these authors were following me when I was like 13 years old, but I had Michael Grant follow me. Do you know him? Like author of the Gone series. He wrote like a million different
I'm about
books.
to read that book this month. So
no, I heard he's like kind of rude. But I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I'd be interacting with this middle-aged man when I was like 13.
Like I'm still gonna give the books a try, but
when I read them when I was like 13, 14, they were really good. I'm sure if I read them now, there would be some issues, but I thought they were incredible.
I bought the whole series on sale, so I was like, I gotta try it.
That's why I read any books. I find them on sale.
Yeah.
All right, another question. Have you met any booktube / bookish friends in real life?
No.
Yes. You have? Oh, that's awesome.
You're lucky.
We had BookNet Fest a few years ago. I was hoping like to go again like this year, but I met all kinds of booktubers there. Let's see, Jess Nevertheless. I love her. She's so sweet. Let's see.
I know Kathy goes to that a lot. Kathy Trithert.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm saying your last name right. Yeah, she's cool.
I met her. I'm trying to remember because Justin, Ghost Reader. I met him. Yeah, I met him. Oh goodness, like the list just goes on.
What about A2 Brody?
Actually, no, I didn't meet him. I don't remember seeing him there. Haley from Haley and Bookland actually showed up. I didn't talk to her, but she was there.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Zoe Zoe, I think her name is. She was there also. I'm trying to remember what her channel name is. I know her by first name, like I don't remember her channel name, but she's like a bigger booktuber too. I didn't talk to her either because she was hanging out with Haley. But oh man, who else did I meet?
Just all of them.
Yeah, there was so many. I actually really liked that event though because like it was more tailored to the booktuber like than it was tailored to like like the authors. So there were a couple like smaller authors like there like and they were really really sweet. But like overall this was they had workshops, they had like discussions like about the booktube community, they had panels, they had a prom like which was really fun. But it was so nice because like I felt like I was like in a room like with a bunch of like other people who were creators and like they were all so hospitable, like you never felt like like the amount of subscribers like that you had mattered. It was just you were there like and you were in like a room like with a bunch of other people like that were passionate about the same things you were passionate about. So I really like the feeling of community like that I got from that event. It was great. So
yeah. That's something I really like. I really want to go to something like that and I want to experience that, but it's just like it's hard because I'm in northern Canada, so I feel like there's not going to be many of those events here, which like I'm willing to travel for it, but like at this point now with COVID, it's like those things aren't even happening anymore, so that sucks.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I'm always surprised, unless I'm like not looking in the right places, but I'm always surprised there's not many book related things by me because I live by one of the most popular cities in the US. I'm in or around Chicago and I have not found anything. And I'm surprised like, BookCon, which is in New York, I think. I'm surprised there's nothing like that around here because again, we're like practically New York, but tinier New York.
Yeah. I'm always jealous of other booktubers that can like hang out with their booktube friends. Like this is my hangout with my booktube friends. But like I wish I could actually do like collaboration videos in person and just like I don't know. I feel like there's so many kindred spirits of us out there and we just all get along really well. But yeah. I'll just keep that jealousy to myself.
Yeah, I just joined BookTube a couple of months ago. Actually, it's been almost half a year now. But I'm always surprised how many people are on this platform, or even if they're not on BookTube, they watch BookTube and talk about it on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Because I don't know anyone in real life. Well, not that you're not real, but I don't know anyone around me that reads books in the same way I do. Or like, everyone's all obsessed with their Goodreads goal or reading a certain amount of books per month. If I know anyone who reads, it'll be like, yeah, I've read a book maybe at some point this year. Like no one who actually reads like everyone in this book community does. I don't know where y'all are in real life.
Yeah.
There's a lot here in Florida, like, but I mean, with COVID and everything, like, we really can't do anything and, so, but there's a lot down here in Florida. Like I was shocked, like to find out like that there was there was a lot down here in Florida. So, but I haven't met pretty much any of them. I mean, pretty much everybody that I met was at BookNet Fest and like they all live further away. Oh, I met Jessie from Bow Ties and Books too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. That's cool.
They are so nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they are such a nice person. I love watching their channel and just like the shenanigans that you get in with Akasha, the dog.
Yes.
So cute. Yeah.
Oh, and Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. No. Yeah, Thoughts on Tomes.
She sounds like a really cool person too. I've watched a couple of her videos. Well, Marcus watches her too, so yeah, she seems cool.
All right, here's another question. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Favorite cartoons?
I mean, I don't watch many cartoons. Like, Marcus is getting me into anime a lot. Does anime count as a cartoon?
Oh my god, you just gave me the worst flashback. My ex from high school with the book Winger. His name was Marcus, and he was obsessed with anime and always tried to make me watch anime.
Oh my god. Did you date my Marcus?
I sure hope not. That'd be a bit awkward, and I would tell you to run. I think I don't really watch a lot of cartoons either. And in high school, when I was forced to watch anime, I didn't really care about it anyway. But I think right now I've become very much in love with Avatar: The Last Airbender. I missed out on that in my childhood. I have caught up, and I love it so much. My phone background is Appa. I
Abba.
talk about. Yeah, I know. It's just so good. I don't know why.
And Momo.
Yes, so much. I want a little stuffed animal with Appa and Momo. That's all I want in life right now.
So as Nick pointed out, also The Weekenders. Yes, I can't. I'm ashamed of myself that I forgot about this cartoon because this was like my life after school from grades like 4 to 7. This is the only show I watched, and Recess.
Okay, is it bad that I have no idea what that is?
You don't know what that's showing my age. It's okay. It was a cartoon on the Family Channel, and it's like 4 best friends that hang out, and it was just a good time. You know what Recess is, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I am so obsessed with Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love that one. Also, Yuri on Ice. Oh my god, Yuri on Ice.
That. Oh my god, like 4 years. Whenever it came out, like I watched it like episode by episode as they were releasing that. So good.
I have watched that show. Like I'll end it and then I'll start it over again just so I can rewatch it because I love figure skating. I love like they use exact sound effects. Like I watched the making of this too. Like they went through like and they use like sound effects were like excellent. Like they went to like to the skating rinks to like and got like live crowds like for the sound effects and like they went all out like on this. They pulled out all the stops and like I just want season 2. Like is that so much to ask? And I want a movie. They're supposed to be coming out with a movie.
They never did anything with it, right? Because I remember, like, again, I was watching it as it came out, and it was so popular, and it's obviously still quite popular, and I'm surprised they just never continued with it.
They were supposed to have a movie this year.
Oh, I need to rewatch that. It's been a while. It's been at least maybe 4 years, 5 years, whenever it came out.
I love it so much.
I've never heard of this before. So I guess I have to look that up too.
Yeah, you do. It's so good. And it's anime, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And if they made as many, let me tell you like how much I love this show. Like if they made as much memorabilia for like this show as they did for Lilo and Stitch, I would have equal amounts of both. Okay.
Okay.
That sounded so like afraid. Also, Kira, for the first time, I just watched Lilo and Stitch a couple months ago, and that is another thing I've been missing out on. I don't know what I thought it was about, but it was so good. Like, it was not at all what I was expecting. Like, I was going to cry over over the little kids movie.
Do you have Disney Plus?
I don't have Disney Plus, but my brother has a Disney Plus account that he shares with 8 other people, so I just use that.
Oh.
But
well, they have all the movies on there, and they also have the series, which I have not seen since I was a kid.
There's more than one?
Oh my god, there are so many Lilo and Stitch movies.
I did not know that.
And if you watch the series, make sure you watch the movie. I believe it's called Experiment 626 because that one's like kind of a segue into the series. But the series is great because like it goes through like in like you get all the other experiments because Stitch is Experiment 626. That means there was 625 other experiments before him.
Oh my gosh. I hope I watched the first one or whatever. It was like the original one. But it was so good. I did not know there was more.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
All right. I have another question. Basically, favorite book cover design or the last cover that made you do a double take. I think that's a book. My bookshelf is right in front of me and I'm like staring at it right now.
I already have mine. My favorite book cover design is for the 5 Feet Apart book.
Oh,
I just like,
so good. Yeah.
I love that book cover. I saw it when I was in like the UK and I bought it in the UK, but I think it has the same cover in the US. But it's just like the one where it's like the lungs and they're all like flowery with the like guy and girl on each side, like walking towards each other. I don't know. It's just like a very pretty book cover. And I've seen a couple other ones like that one, but that one just stands out to me as like my favorite book cover.
It's weird that I'm blanking right now because every time I film a wrap-up video, I'm always holding up a book and I'm like, this cover is so beautiful. It's the only reason I chose to read it. And now I can't think of anything.
I really like blue, like the color blue. So I think like one of my favorite like covers like is the UK hardback version of Strange the Dreamer.
Oh,
It's simplistic, but like it's almost got like a tie-dye style background, which I also find like this is just gorgeous. So I find it very soothing.
is that the one where it's just like it's solid blue and then just the little gold thing in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I own that. I think my favorite would be, have you guys seen any of the Alice Oseman covers? Like Radio Silence, Loveless. I think like by themselves, they're not the prettiest cover, but all of her covers kind of match to all of her books. They're all these like solid color with like a little cute picture on there. And I just think they look so cute all together. And I want to own them so badly, but they're like the UK covers and the US covers look different. And for some reason, I can never find like a person who will ship them over here that without paying a ridiculous amount. But I will admire them from afar.
Yeah, those are all really like nice covers. I love those. I still need to get Heartstopper Volume 2 and 3 because I've only read the first volume and I loved it.
So good.
So I need to get the rest of them. Maybe I'll like ask mom and dad for Christmas.
No,
or something.
you have to read. They're free online, by the way, like legally free. The author posts them online for free. But I think I gave the first book like 4 stars, even though I still love it so much. But the second and third volumes are so good. I mean, again, the first one is still great, but the second and third one are amazing. There's just so much more in depth, and the characters are lovely, and I would never shut up about them if you gave me the opportunity.
Yeah, they're great. I love them.
Yeah, I read Heartstopper before like the first book came out. Like I binged it, and I haven't had a chance to go back to it since. But like I love Heartstopper.
So good.
It's so good. It was like so pure. It's so pure.
We should make that our group read.
Oh my god!
It takes like a half an hour to read, so.
Yeah, I would love that. All right, next question. Favorite place to read, or what would your dream reading spot be?
I think my favorite place to read is hanging in my, like I have like a sitting hammock, not like the lie down ones. And I used to have a spot where I could like hang it, but like I don't at my new house. But if I could find a spot to hang up the sitting hammock, I think that would be my favorite spot to read. Just like swaying back and forth in that, reading a book, having like a glass of lemonade or something when it's like a nice day outside. That would probably be my ideal spot, I think.
I think me, like ideally, I would love to read somewhere all nice and cute and naturey, outside or something. But realistically, I get distracted so easily. Like if I'm anywhere that's not holed up in my room in a chair with earbuds in, I will not be able to focus. I used to like bring books to Starbucks or whatever, sit down, take my book out. I'd read like half a sentence. My attention span is very limited, and I can only read when there's like no distractions.
I mean my normal reading spot like is usually like in my bed propped up, but yeah. I would love to be able to read outside, but there's bugs. And they distract me so much because like if it's nighttime, which is my favorite time to read, I get mauled by mosquitoes. And so like if I could go outside and like not get mauled by mosquitoes, that would be my favorite place to read.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mosquitoes are not great.
Vampires.
Okay, I have an important question and I have an answer. What do you listen to on Spotify or whatever music app you use? My username is the Petite Punk because I love punk. I love like every genre of punk. I love MCR, the Misfits, whatever. I've listened to nothing but One Direction in the past week or two. I have finally discovered One Direction like a decade late. I have not shut up about it. If any of you follow my Twitter, it's just been me tweeting out links to One Direction songs. I do not know why. I just listened to One Direction like now. I made my mom listen to all of their songs in the car. I've just discovered that Harry Styles is a wonderful person to look at. I'm like having a crisis over this. I'm going to rebrand. Someone told me I should change my name to the Petite Directioner, and I am considering it.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Like I'm shocked.
I also use Spotify, but like I listen to such a variety of music. Like I can't just peg one genre. I do listen to a lot of like the Lumineers. I love listening to the Lumineers,
good.
and like kind of like folky music like that. I do enjoy when I want to just like chill out. But then I also listen to like dance EDM when I'm at work because that gets me like pumped to like just keep working. And then of course T Swizzle. Like I gotta,
Nice. I
gotta love her.
recently discovered Taylor Swift too. I'm gonna give up this whole punk thing. I'm loving basic pop right now.
She just tells such a story with all her different albums. Like they're all so
Mhm.
different that it's just like I don't know, it's intense.
And her new album, Folklore.
Yeah, I mean that plays in right with like my folky like chill out
Yeah.
music. So
So good.
I know I use sometimes I'll use Pandora, but I don't like the commercials, and I'm not a huge fan of like the idea of paying for it, like unless I can keep it. So I'm actually a little old fashioned. I have a CD player in my room, and I actually buy CDs. So I love CDs.
To be fair, I'm hanging out behind it. Nope, that's wrong way. Behind a record player. So yeah. I feel
Oh,
like
I love it.
yeah, I have a record player too.
So, are you guys like into like electro pop? Like, there's like this band called Foxes, and it's actually like a girl, but she calls herself Foxes, and I love that band. It's
I've
so
heard
good.
of them.
I've
I've
not.
heard some of their stuff.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they're electro pop, but it's great because like when I need like a little bit of a boost, you know, like in my music, like I love listening to electro pop. So,
Nice.
Have you guys been like consistently listening to the same music over the years, or do you like discovering new music?
I love discovering new music. The like tab on Spotify for like Discover Weekly always introduces me to new stuff, and I'm just like, cool. All right, let's keep finding new songs that I can be obsessed with. So yeah, my musical tastes are constantly changing.
I feel like for the most part, I've been listening to the same music since I was like 11 or 12, which is tragic because that means I've been listening to My Chemical Romance for like 8 years now. But but like once in a while, like a song I don't know will accidentally just pop up on Spotify and I'll listen to it, and then that'll be the only thing I listen to. You want to know how many times I've listened to What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction in the past week? So many times that it's at the top of my Spotify list, and for the first time, the genre punk has been kicked off of my Spotify as my top genre, so now it's pop. But yeah, like I'll just get stuck on like one song, but for like a really, really long time.
Oh, that's funny. Man.
I usually do a mixture. Like I don't know, I love the way like an old song can bring back so many memories. So sometimes like I like to just sit down like you know, when I'm feeling nostalgic, I'll listen to like a bunch of like old stuff. And I was like really super goth in high school, so like I was like listening like to Marilyn Manson and yeah, Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, Cold. I mean, I listened like to all of like the really like, you know, like hardcore stuff.
And I'm live, yeah.
Yeah. He's a great performance like though because he's so theatrical. But so sometimes I like to sit down like and like walk back down memory lane because I still like that music. Like I still listen to it, but over the years, like I don't really like the emo pop scene like as much. I'm sorry. I don't.
In my Hot Topic shirt. I have multiple skulls on today.
I'm sorry. I mean, like I just remember like it's just like when I was in high school and everything, like it was all about like the hard heavy metal type stuff. It wasn't like, you know, so like that was just like the environment. And I don't dislike all the emo stuff like that I've heard. I just don't like most of it. So
and then there's me like, hi yo, One Direction, or no, not One Direction. Oh my gosh, it's getting
ingrained in your brain.
My Chemical Romance got back together exactly 1 year and 1 day ago. I still want to cry about it.
No, I went from liking NSYNC when I was 12, 13, going directly into Korn.
Oh, classic.
Quite the difference there.
Yeah.
It was my descent into heavy metal, which was really quick and brief. So.
Yeah, I'm going like the opposite way right now. I looked at this playlist I made like exactly a year ago, and it was just full of like deathcore, death metal. Like half of the playlist was just this band called Suicide Silence, which basically just sounds like like that. And then like now like all my playlists are just solely One Direction, Taylor Swift, and Miley Cyrus. But
See,
okay.
the newer like heavy metal type stuff is all screaming, and I don't like that either. Like I think that shows my. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying. Like I'm glad you like that music. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm like behind all these emo CDs right now.
It's good that we all have difference in taste. That's
Yes.
a good thing.
Yes.
So I have a question for us or anybody in the chat. What is your most anticipated book that you're going to be reading this month?
Ooh, this month.
Mine is Gemini from the Illuminae files, because Illuminae just like set the bar, and now I'm really wanting to know what happens next in that series. So I'm so excited to pick it up.
I'm trying to stare at I'm trying to not read any ebooks that aren't arcs that I already have this month, because I have a terrible habit of just downloading books from Libby and then never reading the books I actually own. But I think I'm going to try to read at some point I'll read these all, but I'm so bad at actually, reading books when I say I'm going to read them. But I'd probably either read Surrender Your Sons this month. I might try to read the, oh my gosh, what's it called? The Raven Cycle series this month, or Six of Crows. One or the other.
Ooh, let me know if Surrender Your Sons is good, because I don't know why, I follow that author on Twitter, and like I've seen his book around everywhere, but like I haven't read it or anything. But if it's good, then I'll probably like pick it up. So let me know how it is.
Yeah, I wasn't going to read it, and then the publisher, or I guess it's a publisher, editor, I don't know the words, but just on his Twitter, he was like, "I have some extra copies. Does anyone want some?" And I was like, "Me." So now I have it, and I feel like I have to read it. But I've heard good things about it, so I have some high hopes.
Any book lover, when they see free books, they're like, "Over here, please."
Just sliding into the mentions, like, "Hi, I'll take them."
Speaking of which, I'm doing a giveaway right now on Twitter for a free paperback book if anybody wants it. So go check that out.
There you go.
What about you, Kira?
I was hoping to read The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix. I haven't read anything by Garth Nix before in this relatively new release. So I was kind of hoping to get to that one, because I didn't read the synopsis. All I know is it's been really hyped. I love to go into books blind. So if I see it's gotten a lot of hype, I'm kind of okay, well, I kind of want to investigate this. And I read the synopsis initially, and I liked it. So I'm not going 100% blind, but it was over a month ago, so I don't even remember what it was about. I also hope to get to the Poppy War this month too.
Same.
Yeah.
I started the Poppy War in August. I got 61% done with it, and then I had to return it to the library. And then I've just been on the wait list, and I've kind of forgotten about it by now.
Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting jumping back into it.
I know. And I'm the kind of lazy person who would rather just jump back where I left off instead of, reading back from the beginning so I remember. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe what was up?
How far did you get into it?
Over halfway.
So
yeah. And I don't know if I'm going to remember anything. It's a pretty popular book, so I'm wondering if there'll be any kind of summaries online, but also I don't want to run into spoilers. But
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. It's a really thick book, so I'd rather not start from the beginning when I already made a lot of progress.
Yeah, it's pretty thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just get bigger.
I'll probably duck out in 5 minutes or so, just because I still have to film a video for tomorrow and edit it and eat dinner. So
we only have 5 minutes left anyways. So
we're just going till 7? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
we usually do an hour. I've only been
I think we usually do an hour. Sometimes we go over. Sometimes we're no, I think we've gone an hour every time we've done it. So
yeah. An hour is fine. I haven't done any of the things I was supposed to do today.
We can't really say what our next book is yet either, because we haven't fully decided. So if anybody is watching that's in the book club, our next book I guess we'll be announcing on Goodreads. in the group
Yes.
chat. We'll also probably announce it on Twitter somewhere. One of us
Mhm.
will.
Mhm.
But yeah, just because like we haven't really decided that yet. We're a little disorganized this month.
That's okay. And if any of you have not read The Astonishing Color of After and have some free time, you should. It was so good. It was the first book I've read that was magical realism, which I had no idea what that was beforehand, but it was good.
Yeah, it's just a tough. I feel like it was like emotionally, like it's very emotional though.
Oh,
Like it's
God,
definitely
yeah.
like,
I was
yeah,
reading it in public and I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna see me crying.
it's definitely good.
Oh, I can get the hold on. I can get the group link for
I have
Goodreads.
it in the description too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
Totally
don't know
good.
where I'm typing that when I can just say that. Yeah, if anyone wants to join our Goodreads group, I have the link to the group in the description of this live show. I'm gonna hope it works. I think it does. I tried it before. But yeah, feel free to join us.
Yeah. Normally we have more people from our book group, but they're just not here today.
Yeah, there's usually 6 people. Usually we have a much more engaging kind of
Yeah.
conversation where we talk about the book. Right now we're on my little tiny channel with like 2 other people. But that's okay. We're having fun.
I think this is great. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was worried it
Yeah.
was gonna be like a 10-minute live show, but I think we definitely had things to talk
We
about.
pulled
this time.
off answering these
did.
questions. I'm trying to think if I had another like book related question for us. Oh, if I had to give a book to somebody for a Christmas present, what should I give them? Or like what book would you tell me to buy for somebody?
That always stresses me out so much because I'm always afraid like I'll give someone my favorite book and then they won't like it. And then I'll
Yeah.
feel like, oh no.
Depends on what they like. If it's fantasy, probably Mistborn. If it's like if they're like really like big like into what was it? Like found families and stuff. House in the Cerulean Sea. We're gonna bring that one up again because of the opportunity. Trying to think. Thrillers, I would definitely say something like by either Dark Matter or Recursion, if we're doing thrillers.
Oh, I love Blake Crouch. You're speaking
I
to my
want him to
heart
write
right
more.
now, Kira.
I want more of that.
Yeah, those books were like fantastic. They were so good. Both of them too. Yeah. We need more by Blake Crouch.
Yeah, like that. I don't know. I think it just depends like what they like, and you know, if I think book recommendations like getting somebody like the right book can be difficult, especially like if you know you don't know like what kind of stuff they like.
Yeah, true. Maybe a gift card is just better. They
I
can
feel
choose themselves.
I feel like out of fear, I'd probably just get someone something nonfiction, like a memoir, because my favorite genre is YA contemporary, and I feel like a lot of people do not like that, or at least people who are not like high school age don't like that. So I'd probably play it safe and stick with some kind of memoir. Like I really love, I've mentioned this in some of my videos before, but I really love the memoir Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson. It's about the criminal justice system and death row. Although I feel like that's a very sad, serious Christmas gift. Maybe I have to rethink that one. Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. Would you like to be sad? Here's a book. Sad about it's not even fictional. You have to be sad about the real life that we're living. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the best one.
I mean, I'm not high school age either, and I still love YA contemporary too. So
so much like a contemporary. I mean,
we
that's
are
not
out
the
here.
thing, but
Yeah, I just like them because they're always like light and fluff. Well, for the most part, they're light and fluffy. Some of them deal with a lot of hard like stuff in them, but it's still just something that's very easy to read and
exactly.
yeah, especially after you've read like a very dense book, then you jump into one of those and it's just fun.
I mean, I'm sure I have enough brain cells to read more complex books, but just being a student right now and reading so much for my classes, it's just very relaxing to like read a book that requires a very minimum amount of brain cells to comprehend.
Yeah, totally. I get that. That's funny.
We're gonna pin that just because I feel like that's a. No, wait, no, that's me. Wait, there we go. I think
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's
end the
hilarious.
live show on that. Merry Christmas. Here's an existential crisis. I think that's very characteristic of my channel. Thank you for joining. Anyway, it is it's 6 o'clock my time. I guess 7 o'clock
Yeah, it
Eastern
just
time.
got to 7 here.
But it's been an hour, so I guess we're gonna wrap up now. Thanks to anyone who has joined us today. Thank you for
Yay.
my lovely co-host joining me tonight. And if you want to check out our book club, the Next Chapter Book Club, I do have the link again down below to join us on Goodreads.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.